Hello there and welcome to my reaction to Guilty Gear Strive character stereotypes by Gecko Squirrel. I've done some of his content before. I think it was the music ones, right? The theme meanings. And I enjoyed them, and now I want to see what he says about this. But the video is a bit old. It's yeah, it is over a year old. I don't know if there's even a single season that came out at this point. There might be, actually. We'll see. And I kind of mained two characters at the moment. I mained Happy Chaos for a while, which was my first character. It wasn't a good idea to do, because he was extremely complicated. So after about 30 hours of playing, I moved on. And now I main Saul. And I'm enjoying Saul. He's much less complicated and still extremely fun to play, because the whole game is extremely fun to play, to be honest. Like, I'm scared, become a member, let's begin.
Let's talk about mains.
The video is long enough.
People put a lot of pride into the characters they main in any fighting game. People can sometimes see a part of themselves in their character and use them as part of their identity, with things like having them as their profile picture, putting them on their arcade sticks, or buying an accurately sized body pillow of their favorite character to snuggle with at night to keep the loneliness from taking
I'm a gameplay kind of guy.
The more you play these games, the more you begin to notice similarities between people who play specific characters.
I mean, I do
it's more than
like
just
Happy Chaos and Saul,
playstyle,
but still.
combo routes, Oki setups, and pressure
I wouldn't have
sequences.
stuck up with them for that long.
In the ways the players act, the things they say, even the way they think about situations. You notice these things so much that you begin to judge players entirely by the character that they play in the game. You could say the characters have developed a stereotype.
Holy shit, it's like the title of the video! How'd he do it?
Stereotypes are basically oversimplified
well
images that you have about people based on various aspects of them. While it's normally a bad thing when in the context of a real world, we're going to apply it to video game characters because it's funny and none of you are going to get mad, right? We do need to get some disclaimers out of the way before
it's gonna be all
video,
true and right.
Stereotypes are oversimplified for a
I wish
reason.
I had that color.
While it's possible that the things that I say in this video apply to you, it's also extremely possible that they don't apply to you at all. So
I didn't
don't
pre-order
take
the
it
game,
seriously if it seems like I'm being rude. That being said,
Got
please don't use any of the things I say in this
ago.
video to be an asshole to anyone. It's just a bit of fun, and I'm basically going to roast everyone who plays my favorite game. This doesn't give you an excuse to be rude on the internet. Some of you may also notice that this is basically the Soundsmith series, but it's about Strive instead of Team Fortress 2, and to that I say, don't worry about it. Now, I think it's about time that we get started, because this video is already a week late, so let's do this.
A week late?
There's a group of characters that I generally refer to as the DK crew, because everyone who plays them is an absolute fucking gorilla. They'll run at you with everything they have, mashing while you're plus, using meters and supers and safe DPs to make sure that they never have to block or play defense at all. Depending on your political beliefs, the amount of gorillas in the game will vary wildly. However, I'm keeping it to 3, who I believe are the most primal examples of absolute batshit players you'll ever find in this game. Guess in the comments section now which characters you think they are, and let me know if you get it right over on my stream after the video.
Characters? Well, if talk gorillas, it's probably Saul, Leo, and Potemkin maybe.
Anyway, these 3 gorillas have different factors that go into them, but the first one is the most obvious type. Saul is the type of gorilla that wants one thing in this world, and it's fucking disgusting. Saul players love big fucking numbers. When they get 50% of your HP off of a free frame kick, the neurons in their brain activate. They will lab out nothing but combos just so that they can try and find Touch of Death on every character.
Especially when I hit that heavy mob cemetery.
No matter what it takes. They probably have
my brain lights up
to their monitor next to where the damage value is in trading mode. There's just a bunch of zeros to make the number bigger. Because of their borderline obsession with taking as much damage off as you as they can, they generally have no idea how to play defense, so once you stop them from hitting you, they'll probably just fold like a chair.
This is Ryu from Streets.
There's something that I tell everyone when they begin to struggle against Kai, and that is that Kai is the most honest reflection of the person playing him in the entire game. By the nature of him being the purest Shoto of all gaming, he's able to play in a wide variety of ways, so this stereotype is actually kind of a scale. On the left side, we have the most boring person you ever meet. They play grounded neutral with their long-reaching buttons, mainly going for whiff punishes with far slash, making sure they they hit confirm into every attack and taking as few risks as possible. The shock state is literally never used once in the entire match because you can mash 5p out of Fujirak and we can't be taking that risk here. Person probably has a 9 to 5 dead-end job in an office, watch some sort of sport but only roots for their local team, goes to meet their mates on a Friday evening for 2 to 3 beers before going home and getting a good 9 hours of sleep. It's fine, it works, and if you live like that, then you're doing pretty well for yourself, but come on, it gets pretty boring after a while, right? Then, on the other end of the scale, you got the guys who's snorting horse tranquilizer in the bathroom. These kind of guys want to be a gorilla, but for some reason they also really want a fireball. Risk? What's that? We go in at every opportunity, brothers. We act like they constantly got shock state on them. Are we negative? No the fuck we're not, we're balling. Did you know that Stun Dipper comes out in 5 frames? No? Well, now you do, because it's the best reversal in the fucking game! Woo! What are you if you're between these two extremes? A simp.
Rip and tear.
Okay. Oh god.
Until it is done.
Now, I bet that some of you are probably guessing
the video was very loud. I'm sorry. You probably couldn't hear me talk.
It's May. All they do is spam
Totsugeki.
Hot Chip and complain on Twitter. However, I am here to tell you that you have been tricked, baited, bamboozled, cocked. May players are not just gorillas roaming the jungle looking for their prey. No.
Wait, so May players are the second type of gorillas?
They're
monkeys.
Literally the fucking devil. The moment someone picks May, you know that they're not human, as no mere mortal would ever subject another to such cruel torture. What man would make his fellow brethren deal with disjointed hitboxes, tiny hurt boxes, touch of death, anti-air combos, RPS situations on block, burst bait combos off of a dust, and worst of all, that wretched voice. May players come from a deeper place than the jungle. They want nothing more than for you to suffer and cry at their hands, because they are God, and this is their domain.
This music is so good.
Forgo the path of the tier lift and pray to the one true God, for there is no salvation for you, mortal. Your bracket run ends here, mere human, for you face the full wrath of an actual demon. And may God have mercy on your soul if they install the no shoes mod.
Oh no. Is it 54,000 downloads? Jesus.
Now, you may hear all of this and think that they're good at the game, and you have once again been bamboozled. May players use this strategy of, my enemy is pissed off, they literally don't have enough brain function left to deal with my bullshit, so they will try everything in their power to piss you off, so you run into the dolphin, and it works. But if you keep your cool mental, you'll probably
And you can
be
combo
fine.
the dolphin
Also,
into the
if you
dolphin.
do play with the no shoes mod, you're sick and you need to get help.
I agree.
Skulls are not a showing gallery, mate.
Now, from my personal experience, most Axel players are generally pretty cool, but I don't want to have a character that has a positive stereotype while I'm ripping into everyone else, especially when I have to do it to my own character.
Fair enough.
What else have we got? Well,
They play
once
brutish,
you pin
I
an
don't
Axel
know.
down, you generally see that they start making really dumb decisions, and that's because they're absolutely terrified of any kind of confrontation. Kind of like their character, they'll try to avoid dealing with stuff instead of actually just getting it done. This probably means that they have a laundry chair somewhere in their house, and their PC setup looks like a landfill of leftover takeaway and soda. Because of this, they're also probably not very picky when it comes to a lot of things.
I don't think I've ever seen this arena.
Entirely of chicken nuggets and takeaway pizza.
Oh,
How
it's...
are they in the game? Well, they play a Zona, so they
I
generally
fought here
focus on
before.
moving back and creating as much space as possible, but they're
This
lacking
is just
one
rare
major
to
component
appear.
that you need to play a Zona correctly. They're not very observant. It takes most Axel players a while to break bad habits when they see someone doing something. They just don't adapt quickly enough in order to stop them, and it causes them to get into situations they hate and makes them panic. You can generally tell
Well, not
that
good
Axel is
Axels.
like this as they
I fought good
snail
Axels.
block a lot because they're not trying to hit confirm, they're just trying to get you off of them. Playing dedicated zoners also means that you're absolutely maidenless, so they're probably pretty lonely and rely on their life-size minus
That possibly is true.
just to have some form of companionship. Also, if they play with a British voice, they're insane and need to be treated immediately.
And this is to go even
The weeb?
beyond.
Chipp players have two categories they can fall into.
Ah.
You're either a massive weeb or you're on something. This is pretty obvious. Like, they're playing a ninja who speaks broken Japanese, throws shurikens, and yells out the names of his move whenever he does them. These players most definitely
Yeah, he's
believe
an anime
they're the
protagonist
of a shonen anime and have internal monologues in their brain whenever they're fighting someone. They're probably like, this person is strong. They've been blocking my mix-ups ever since we started playing. How is this possible? No one up until this point has been able to block the ground-to-air Alpha Blade and successfully punish it. I'm gonna have to go all out. I'll have to use my secret technique. I'll have to use the grounded Alpha Blade wall mix.
Is that Neko arc?
The other kind of Chipp players are, well, they're pretty fucking fast. Chipp is obviously a very heavy rushdown and mix-up character that relies on hitting you with stuff that you never saw coming. And these players fully embody this type of style. They're what the weebs wish they were like. Hitting you with mix-ups
Feels like Chipp
that
isn't
you never
horse.
saw coming.
No,
However,
horse tranquilizers. That would make them slow, right?
While the weeb can sometimes rally back because they believe
Cocaine,
they're getting a
maybe.
Zenkai boost or fucking whatever, these Chipps are more likely to throw some kind of peripheral at the wall and yell profanities at you. Oh look, I got a message from one of them now.
Oh, I thought that person would be an Axel main. Or a Bridget main.
Lovely chap. But what if you're in the middle of the scale? Who said there was a scale? You're either one or the other. Pick your poison.
Oh, everybody's
I
hype,
see.
huh? And everybody's like, oh, sick
Grapple
Popbuster,
man.
make some noise. It's BGs. BGs.
Oh man, did you see that command grab? Oh, I love command grabs. They're my
Do they
favorite.
have any-
That's you. That's what you sound like. I
You're
know
an
you think it's
HPB.
cool, but it's not. Grow up. Pop players are the kind of person that has to have everything go their way.
Why did it take me this long to realize that that shot he shows of like himself?
Shut up about whatever they want to talk
It's from
about
the
when you try
fucking
to talk.
game.
Nah,
That's
shut
the
your mouth for a
online
minute. I'm not
avatar.
done. It's like they're
I
trying
only
to
now realized
overload
that.
you with information so you
It was just a
give up
pixel
and
art.
sit there going along with whatever they want. They'll get you being like, yeah, sure, Popus is the cool, I guess. Yeah, I guess Heavenly is one of the best supers in the game. Sure,
Yeah.
whatever, dude. Yeah, man, grapplers definitely are the definitive archetype, huh? Next thing you know, they're shipping you off to a country you've never been to in order to meet a bunch of like-minded individuals to partake in weird activities to worship the grappler
Mega
god.
Fisto.
And it's at this point you realize, oh fuck,
Mega
this is a
Fisto.
cult, isn't it? Normally what happens at this point is
Yeah,
people
I'm-
accept it's too late
I
and
think
go
it is a
on,
Potemkin
going back to a
cult.
party and telling others about how cool the command grabs are and how much they love them until they start agreeing with them, and then it's a never-ending cycle in order to pray to the Lord of Bustin until one day each person on Earth knows how to do the GG motion input. The future is inevitable. All hail the Potemkin god or something, I don't really know. How do you stop this from happening? This isn't a rhetorical question, please. They know where I live. They're coming for me. Help!
Nah, you're fine. Doctor!
Faust is arguably the worst character in the game. So, of course, he
Really?
attracts a lot of low-tier players that you can see across
Sure.
different games with the attempts of using things like the fabled option select to get out of having their ego
Every
bruised.
character
But
is a good
Faust
character
players
when someone's
generally have
fighting me.
Another attribute that is a unique amongst the low-tier players of the game. Faust players
When
believe in their
good players
character
fighting
so
me, I
much
guess.
that they don't give a fuck. Now, obviously, a lot of low-tier players can be seen as believers, but Faust players are a step above that. While other low-tier players will use the fact that their character is bad to make excuses for things, these players use the fact that no one plays their character to mess with you. Talk to any good Faust players
Yeah.
about their character and you will learn so much about the character that you didn't know because they have figured out nearly every little intricacy with him. Does this mean that they get shit done with their character? No. Like, at the end of the day, it's still Faust, the guy who can't convert off of stray hits, the guy whose combos barely do any damage, the guy whose items can help the opponent more than they
You
help
played
themselves,
roulette.
the guy who feels like bits of other characters but just so much weaker that at the end of the day, you'd be smart just to play literally anyone else. They're believers, but they're kind of deluded in their beliefs. Is that a bad
No,
thing?
it's fine.
No, unless they start a cult. But most of the players are putting so much effort for a fraction of the results that other players are getting. And if you do that without realizing it, you're probably a bit of an idiot.
Wow, rude.
Millia players want nothing more in this world than to be playing Stardew Valley. However, they didn't
Oh.
realize they accidentally booted up Guilty Gear Strive. The less you respond to the
I
situation,
kinda wanna go back to Stardew Valley.
for them. Neutral to them is the worst part of the game because you get to move your character and respond to their options, and that's not what they want. No, 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 no. You need to sit there and eat the mix, and if you don't, I'm going to cry. Please don't block the overhead. It's generally a thing that people say about a lot of different characters, but Millia easily has has it the worse. Did you lose neutral once? Well, I hope you're prepared to be put on Twitter with a caption like, "I'm so sick, reply with F if you got hit with the mix," and she just kind of runs you over. Also, Millia players love their mix-ups so much that they will just drop combos to go for the mix. I'm sure some of you are like, "That's just a reset, Lumfow." And the resets aren't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the enemy player being close to death, where finishing the combo into a super would definitely kill with a wall break, and they just go for another reset. Like, what are you doing? You could have killed me! Head literally empty. Nothing but turnip planting. Don't get me wrong, the mix is cool and absolutely ridiculous to deal with, but you couldn't let me play the game, you know? I guess if your opponent never gets the chance to play the game, you never need to learn how to defend, right?
Yeah, good point.
Every game has a
The
character
zombie
that is
sounds, huh?
definitely the hardest character to play for any given reason. Maybe that
Hey,
kid
Dio's
is more
VA.
complicated than everyone else. Maybe they require mastery of specific
Will be
skills
mentioned,
that
I
other
wonder.
characters don't need mastery of, or maybe they just require more effort for something other characters get for way less. These harder characters tend to attract a very specific type of player. The person who thinks they're just better than everyone else. Zato is Strive's hardest character. Being
Sure.
a negative edge puppet character, you need to learn specific skills just for Zato that you don't need with any other character. Negative edge is where a move comes out when you let go of the button. Puppet means that he controls a second character on the screen, the second character being your boy Eddie. Add this with
Yeah,
low
boy.
HP, meaning that any mistake can lead to a game loss, and the majority of people kind of get turned away from this character, unless you believe you're the sickest motherfucker on the face of the planet. And most of the time, they're just not. Like, apart from the obvious exceptions, the majority of Zato players are nowhere near taking the character to the level they can play them to, but good god, do they sure act like it. When they play, they're like, "I'm the smartest player in this fucking game. No one can beat me. I'm the alpha. I'm unstoppable. Just give up, loser. You'll never beat me."
I'm the alpha
And when
and
they
the
lose, it's,
omega.
"The game is bullshit. What the fuck? I have to do so much more than this person. Fuck Faust. We should ban Faust." It's just how it works for hard characters, unfortunately. If you play Zato, maybe knock your ego
I
down
am a
peg,
hard
or
character.
2, or 5. And if you find a chill Zato main, then run.
This is how you eat a Big Mac.
You have a foot fetish. Now that we have that
Oh,
out of
that's
the
it?
way,
Alright.
RAM players hate you, your character, the way
I
you
mean, that
play,
is
your
true
pets,
to
your
one
drip, your
person I
controller
know.
choice, your height,
But they
and
moved on from
everything you
RAM.
like. Fuck you.
You know who you
RAM
are.
players not only do not want to interact with you, they just don't want you to be in the fucking game at this point. You don't get to play neutral. You don't get to play offense. You don't get to play defense. Fuck you. Go straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Suck my dick. While not inherently evil like May mains are, RAM players are just
May
little
main.
balls of hate that are fed up of everyone complaining about their character and how hard the matchups are without taking any time to actually learn how to deal with her. So they just play into it. They're gonna spam fast slash and jump S because you both know that you can't deal with it. Did she get you in the corner? Well, they're gonna tell you to let go of your controller because we both know you're not getting out. Does she have 50 meter? Come on,
Just
dude. You're gonna get
Montebano.
hit with a reversal super. Just walk up and let her hit it. You piece of shit. You fucking suck. You know that. Maybe they'd all be a little less grumpy if everyone learned the damn matchup every once in a while and stop complaining about it on Twitter.com. But
Nah,
I also
never
don't
happens.
think they realize that everyone complains about.
It's not gonna ever happen until Twitter changes its name to something else. There's Montebano.
In which case they're just.
Oh wait, that did happen, huh? Now they have to
check turn.
say a different word.
It's a gamble. Life's a gamble.
Welcome to the second
At least I was
king of
right.
the Gorilla Kingdom, Leo Whitefang. Let's be real, y'all saw this one coming. Leo
Yeah.
players are special because not only is there zero force going on in that head of theirs, but there's something that Leo players love more than
That's
not
pretty cool.
thinking and
Skin
evading their
color.
taxes. Leo players are massive.
The color of skin.
And play like they need to be cut off. Fighting games generally have situations where players are able to gamble a little bit in order
I
to
give
get
up.
more out of a situation, with good players constantly taking in as much information as they can in order to evaluate the risk versus the reward of a decision. Layer players, however, only ever look at the reward of the situation. So, you're telling me if I flash kick during this string, I'm not only going to take 1/6 of your HP, but I'm going to be able to get into back turn and run unseeable mix that my opponent will definitely get hit by. Bro, how can I afford not to? It's perfect. There's literally zero downside. Fuck yeah, here we go. Not good. No gamble is too big for a Leo. They probably frequent r/Wall Street bets and just put a bunch of money on whatever the first thing they see is. This is of course why they're all broke as fuck. It's probably good that Strider's their game of choice, because if they ever somehow ended up in a casino, they might come back missing a couple of fingers due to the debts that they owe. If you're going to Evo with a Leo player, keep a close eye on them.
A foolish samurai warrior wielding a shape-shifting
I know that
We've
meme.
talked on the channel before
Oh.
about the different types of fighting game players, and Nago players are 100% the most heart-based players I've ever seen. While Leos are easily the gambling addicts, Nago players are more just the kind of people that make you go, wait, what? Why did you do that? That makes no sense! And most of the time, it works. It works way better than it has any right to. The open-endedness of Nago kits means that these players get extremely creative with their baits and callouts. It feels like these guys are going to bait your burst even if it makes no sense to go for a bait there. It's not uncommon for Nago players to sometimes just stare at you in neutral, waiting for you to do an option that they're hard committed to dealing with. However,
I've seen that
the purest
happen.
embodiment of hard
I've
players
been
just
there.
lead to one very specific weakness. They're kind of dumb. While their reads and callouts do work, if someone is able to just not do what they expect, they tend to throw the games really easily. This could be by putting them in a bad situation or just popping blood rage when they don't want
Oh my
to.
god.
Because
No
of
one
this,
cancel
when
after
you're the
Roman
one in the
cancel.
Nago's head, you probably have a really easy time dealing with them, and we all know getting into their head is the hard part. They also probably hate looking stuff up. They just want to do funny strings and hit you with weird shit. They don't want to know other characters' frame data. Like, what are you talking about, dude? The fuck is a plus on block, bro? Just play the damn game. They can be outsmarted, but it's generally pretty hard to outsmart someone who isn't thinking.
It's kind of me, but okay.
Geo is an interesting character, to say the least.
Go on,
Being
it's your
the
main.
easiest character in the game to pick up and generally considered high tier by the majority of people in the community, you tend to have two different types of Geo players. You have people taking her as a dedicated secondary for their character's bad matchups, or just matchups that they don't want to play, and then you have the Geo mains who just play Geo. There isn't too much to say about the first person who takes them as a secondary. There's a good chance that they have good reasons for picking Geo into one of their bad matchups, and doesn't think much past that. But there's also a very high chance that they've seen a bunch of pro players pick her up recently and just did a monkey see monkey do and pick her up as their secondary, even though they have no idea what makes her so powerful. And then you have the
Kicks.
mains.
And the dog.
boy. So most Geo mains are just kind of addicted to the character at this point. From the mobility she provides to the ridiculous normals and the insane pressure game, it means that she has a very even matchup spread and can go toe-to-toe with everyone on the roster. The idea of having a bad matchup is pretty laughable, and that makes switching to a different character kind of terrifying for them. Yeah, I could learn another character, but
Why
Geo has
would
a
you?
fine matchup against them, so what's the point? And while they will all tell you this, we all know that's not the reason we started playing Geo. It's just a nice feature. You started playing Geo because she's hot as fuck, man. Like, come on. You might like Hooters wings, but
I
it
don't
ain't
know,
what
I'll
got
have to
you
ask a
in the
Geo
door,
main.
my guy. Don't lie to me. I made a whole ass
If any
video
watch,
about this.
tell
I
me.
know, okay. One of the stereotypes had to be horny. Get off my ass!
I mean, one of them was foot
Ladies and
fetish.
gentlemen, feast your eyes upon the final Gorilla
And one of them
King,
had a
Anji
foot fetish
Mito.
mod.
Anji is unique amongst the other Gorilla Kings, as while Leo and Sol are pretty universally agreed to be high or even top tier, Anji is bad. He of course still gets to be one of the pillars of the Gorilla Kingdom due to the fact that people who play him can't help themselves from
Really?
throwing
Okay.
rock at every
So
opportunity.
the three kings of the gorillas
That
are...
doesn't mean that they do it as
Is it
well
Sol,
as the
Leo, and
other rock
Anji?
throwers in the tribe. This does mean they're pretty
Sol wasn't the
resilient,
king.
though. And if you talk to any Anji main, you'll find that they all have
Or pillar,
something in
whatever
common.
she said.
They 100% believe they can beat you, and they don't think it'll even be close. While Faust mains will happily tell you everything about the character and the matchup you're playing, with all of its fun little quirks and interactions, Anji players tend to laugh at you and say, you should just learn the matchup when you ask them for advice. They're also absolutely the kind of person who tells you how to deal with something, but then instantly sets the situation back up and beats the option they told you to do because they're trying to win. Does this mean they're assholes?
Yes.
No? I mean,
Oh.
it Seems
Okay.
like it, but most of the time this is generally a front because they know deep down, oh sweet Jesus, I could be playing such a better character right now, oh god. This side becomes extremely apparent when they're losing, and they'll
Like, I don't know if this
disapproving noises and say things
a
like,
high tier, low tier,
pause
bad,
when
good
you hit
character
them
thing
and deal with their pressure. They tell you to deal with
is
the
reasonable
matchup
anymore
because
after
Anji
season
players hate
passes and
losing more than
patches and all
anything
that.
else. And to that I say,
Rebalancing
just take
and
the L,
all.
bro, it's not that hard.
And all that. No E for me, please.
Oh man, I wonder what this one's going to be. I wonder what this one
It's
is
also
going
horny.
to be. I really wonder what this one is going to be. If you play Ino, you're a massive bottom. I feel like this shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. She
Okay.
literally says, "Be my bottom, bitch," when she lands a successful throw. Like, what else do you want me to say? Well, I can't have people.
But doesn't that
realizing
make
I'm just gonna
people who
sum
play her
Ino
a
up in one line? So
top?
I guess I gotta find a way to drag this out to about 300 words, like the rest of them. Like, if you're an Eno
I saw
player,
Mogus.
you must have seen this coming. Yeah, it's low-hanging fruit, but in all fairness, you guys did it to yourselves.
Alright, Finski, I
Just
don't know
from
if
the way
you're
she
watching,
looks in
but-
the game, I'm sure you were begging her to hit you with an
Go on.
unreactable overhead that just so happens to involve her boot connecting with your face. In terms of things in the game, most of the time Eno players are basically just 100% in on offense, but that isn't really their fault. The character's neutral and defense doesn't allow them to have any other kind of playstyle apart from running mix constantly. That's really about it for them in game. Fuck, dude, I don't know how many times you want me to say you're horny. You've probably got a folder on your PC labeled homework and it's filled with pictures of your main with questionable mods installed. You probably go to sleep at night listening to a deaf sounds on YouTube or something. I don't know, man. How close are we to filling out this section? Like, 5
Just
more words.
go on.
Okay, you're probably also maidenless.
In this behemoth typhoon. In this behemoth
Oh,
typhoon.
so
in
Goldlewis
this
is here.
behemoth-
Now, if
This
I
might
were
be
to
after
ask
the
you
first
where you
season.
think Goldlewis sits on the tier list, where would you say? If you said anything below upper mid tier or lower high tier, they've got you and they've run away with the tournament set. Goldlewis players have mastered the art of downplaying their character. They will look you in the eyes and tell you their character is easily the worst one in the game. Yeah, man, Goldlewis can't do anything in this matchup because he has no mobility tools or full screen options to deal with that character's pressure. They just run over to him and he has literally
I've been playing
zero
on stream
options in
against
this
other
situation.
people
There's nothing he can
quite a
do.
while
Such
now,
a
and no one is
shame.
saying
You
anything.
give him faster movement
Or at least not
speed,
much
air
being
dash,
said about
full
like,
screen
"Oh,
projectile.
I lost because of the
Betting Anji has a way to
matchup."
close the
Everyone's
gap
just having fun.
effectively, like Testament's teleport. Stuff
I guess
like
it's
that
because
would
it's
make
not
characters
ranked, maybe.
savior at best. Gregory, I'm fucking dying! Goldlewis is a character whose strengths are really strong, but his weaknesses are easily defined and apparent. And that's what makes him perfectly balanced. No, seriously, Goldlewis is fine. The
Yeah.
reason people think that Goldlewis is bad is because he has a hard time dealing with some matchups, and two of them happen to be really good characters. But if you talk to a Goldlewis player, they make you think that he's worse than Faust. They'll try to tell you that he can't do anything in any situation while ignoring the fact that he's one of the only characters with such an oppressive win condition that the moment he gets it in a match, the match is basically over. Like, have you ever actually been in the corner against a good Goldlewis? Even with meter, that shit
I don't
feels
remember.
impossible to
Could
deal
have been.
with. And that's how it should be. He's balanced, and that's good.
I just want to feel like
Shit. Now, I am of the firm belief
Okay.
that Jacko could have been one of the coolest DLC characters that we got in Season 1, but they were a bit too much for me to learn at the time with my job and YouTube balance, so I just put it on the back burner. The next time I see Jacko, you'll boulder down to the most
I don't really
boring
enjoyed
playstyle I could have ever
Jacko's
seen,
playstyle.
and worst of all, you're all depressed about it. Jacko players are the biggest doomers in the game right now, and it's so funny because y'all did this to yourself. Due to Jacko being an unpopular character, you'll see people saying things like, "Yeah, I just didn't know the matchup," or "Yeah, this character is just
If it's
slept
not
on
in the
so
video, it's
hard.
my
Let's see
Discord,
if
I
we
do
can talk to it."
apologize.
Or, "Why the fuck do you play Jacko? Just go and play a normal character, weirdo." To downplay their loss. When this happens, you have one of two options. Shrug it off, or cry about it. Universally, Jacko players seem to cry about it, and honestly,
Really?
it's pretty funny. Like, just be like the Anji main, guys. It's not that big of a deal. You won. Why do you care?
I'm gonna be
You
annoyed
guys
at
are the
whoever's
girls who
writing
don't
me.
Spend some more time actually playing
Or
people.
acting at
and
me.
if you're one of the people complaining,
On the server that you can
learn
join in the
matchup,
description
my
below.
guy. Come on. I will admit, it's definitely fun seeing them cry as they just agreed that the best way to set up your minions is to knock someone down, put a minion up, and run away to let the minion do all the work. So, if you
Yeah.
ask me, they kind of deserve a bit of the hate they're getting. To the extent they're getting it? No, but come on, you gotta admit she's a little bullshit.
I blew up Malaysia.
There
Since
we
Chaos
go.
being the best character in the game right now, you get the kind of person you
Still
see
is, as far as I
every
know.
game playing them. The tier whore. This person cares about literally nothing apart from winning, and they're going to get that win. Are you not having a good time? Good. Keep it that way. You deserve to suffer. Just roll over and give me the win, my guy. Due to how Chaos'
that was-
game plan works, they also need to be control of the match at literally
that was
every single
maining
point of the game, or else they'll
Chaos.
get annoyed.
That's not what I
If
was
they
thinking.
do lose control, then you
I
bet their
didn't
ass
know
they're gonna
much
go for
about
every
tiers and
mechanic
stuff.
option they have at their disposal. AKA why I see you're mashing 2P, because Chaos has literally 0 defensive options when he's in a block string or on wake up. Yeah, due to the majority of people playing him simply going for the win, once you get past the cheap stuff they've labbed out, they're kind of fucked and scramble easily with no way to deal with your pressure. If I'm gonna be honest, it's pretty funny watching them scramble to try and figure out how they should play defense. Since they have such an obvious flaw in their strategy, knowing the matchup means that they'll fold really quickly, and you'll get a free win and a very pissed off Chaos main at the other end of the setup. Their need to win also probably extends to them as a person. They're more likely to cut you off mid-sentence or just say things like, yeah, well, you're wrong, when you try to add to a conversation. It's like they need to be in control of literally everything to the point where it's suffocating. And then you have a Romola who's just a nice cow lady. You're either an asshole or a cow. Pick your poison.
Tatami guys. Tatami guys.
Cow, I guess. I'm
Bro,
not an asshole,
you
I
gotta
don't think.
understand. I've been playing Baiken since the first Guilty Gear on the PlayStation 1, my dude. Missing Link was my shit. I played that game all the time. I'm a master of plus R, dude, alright? I played Baiken in that game
Okay.
so much. I won any competition I entered with that character. I was feared, respected, loved. People feared how much they loved me, and they respected me because of that. I was the best Baiken main in the entirety of Exile.
In the
alright?
universe.
I would have won every Evo if I was able to actually go, but of course, this was back when I got a bruise on my left toe, so I couldn't leave the country. I'm not just a Baiken main, alright? I'm the Baiken main. I would storm in the beaches of Normandy, and I was already made in Baiken, my dude. I was there with Pluto, talking philosophy and Baiken setups, my guy. I was talking with Jesus at the Last Supper about
Jesus?
my sick TK Yosan Sen mix, my bro. The second event after the Big Bang was that I started playing Baiken, and I've literally played 0 characters ever since then. I am the biggest Baiken main you could ever meet.
Oh,
I know the
Baiken
names
simp.
of all of her moves, alright? You got Tatami Gaish, love that move. Classic move. The way she puts out the Tatami mat, oh, perfect. You got the Yosan Sen, classic move, my bro. Absolute classic. Can't have Baiken without the Yosan Sen. You got Kabari, another classic. One absolutely amazing hookshot, my dude. Look, I got all the moves. I know everything. I do have one question, though. What are the controls? Because I've never played this game in my entire fucking life.
Caitlyn from League of Legends?
Testament is the
Yeah,
newest
it's
Stripe
Testament.
character. They've been out for over a month, so there has to be some sort of stereotype that's developed around the people that are playing them, right? Well, honestly, after like the first week of Testament being out, the majority of
I don't know,
players
Finsky, what are you?
dropped them and went to play someone else, which is kind of sad, but also understandable. They're not a bad character, they're perfectly viable, and their matchups are generally pretty even from what I know, but there's just nothing really special. Like, most of the things Tess can do, it seems that Ram can do stronger and in a less gimmicky way. Right now, the two types of people playing
I don't
Testament are
know.
people who believe that there
At
is
least again,
something
after the
there,
patches
and
and
they just want to
nowadays,
grind
good
and find it,
Testament
and
is
just crazy lab monsters
quite
farming
annoying
for
to fight
Twitter
against.
clips and engagement. There's a pretty big overlap in that community as people who believe that they can find
At least for
something
people
that
who are
defines Testament
on their
spend a
level,
lot of
maybe,
time
I
in the
don't know.
lab, and the lab monsters are going crazy on Testament, generally believe that their time investment is going to be worth it in the long run, so they have a nice cooperative relationship with each other, you know? It's nice to see the community for a character coming together to try and find something to propel the character that they have an attachment to up the tier list and into relevancy. And if we're honest, that's all anyone playing any character is trying to do, right? We all have our own reasons for being
My person's name is
drawn to a
Usakna
specific
Logia.
character, and we want them to be powerful and viable. on
Fairy
the
Tail
competitive
reference?
stage, so we can see
Alright.
someone who's mastered our character absolutely demolish everyone in their
That's
sight.
also
While
something
it's all fun and games
similar to
poke
that,
fun
but
at
something
each
else.
other and say people who play a specific character are like this, At the end of the day, we're all playing this game because we love it, and we love the characters that we play. While we do want to downplay a lot of the time because we want our achievements to be seen as our own and not our characters, fighting game players generally have a strong connection with the character that they play. Generally more than any other genre of games, because the experiences we share with the characters are deep and personal. They're gateways on how we're able to express ourselves in a battle, and ways for us to dominate our enemies, and that makes them important to us. If you feel upset about what your stereotype was, I hope you realize that it was a joke. Mostly. And we're just trying to have a bit of fun. Besides, there's...
Yeah,
one
it's not a
stereotype.
serious video. Who cares?
Strive players are, generally, really cool people. I'm so happy
Yeah.
to play this game with you all. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the future.
Community. Jesus Christ. Community is very welcoming to new people as well. It's very nice. Thank you all, guys. Yeah, I have nothing else to say about this video. It was good. I don't know, it's hard to agree or disagree about the damage. I don't have a lot of knowledge about the game still. But also it's been over a year since the video came out, so there have been a buttload of patches and new characters added and fixes and balance changes. So who knows how, well, some people probably do know, maybe even a lot of people, especially who play the game regularly, know what how this stands, but I don't, so I can't really judge anything about that. So that's about it. Thank you, thank you everybody for watching this. I appreciate it a lot. I hope to see you next time, and goodbye. Have a great life, because one of us has to.